Last question. Why this t-shirt? Always. And why is the dollar man? Hello everybody, it's a Friday dose. Today we have two special situations. The first one is the VMworld and the place, so the Barcelona. The second is our special guest, Herzog from the IBM, CMO and the VP of the storage channel, IBM Storage Division. I guess the IBM has many things to share with the audience.
Yeah, it's going to be packed today. We had a great VMworld in the United States. Now we expect VMworld Europe to be just as packed with people. We have all kinds of special things. We have panels. You and I will be on a panel talking about modern data protection in a virtualized and cloud environment later this afternoon. We'll be running sessions in the booth as well. So hopefully everyone can come by and see what's going on with VMworld for IBM storage.
Okay, let's start with the sentence. IBM storage driven by data. What it means to you, and for IBM, of course?
Well, in the old days, what was valuable was gold and silver and diamonds and platinum. Not anymore. The most valuable asset on this planet is data. Whether you be a giant global Fortune 500 enterprise or whether you be a small shop, data about your clients, data about your business, understanding the analytics of what drives profit and sales, that's the most critical thing. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you're in the services industry, if you're in manufacturing, if you're in high tech, doesn't matter. Data is your most valuable asset and the most precious commodity you can have to run your business better in the 24/7 by 365 modern era.
And I still know that the IBM is still innovating in this area because of the cloud and all of the changes. Could you tell a little bit more? Was the multi-cloud also for you and for IBM, especially for the data?
Well, one of the critical things is, in today's world, many people have multiple clouds. Private cloud on-premise, they interface with a public cloud provider. And at the global enterprises, often 3 or 4 public cloud providers. So from a storage perspective, you need to A, make sure the data is always protected, the data is available, and the data is always reliable, and delivers the performance characteristics to meet the software SLAs for your private cloud on-premises. Then you need to be transparently capable of backing up, archiving, and migrating and tiering data to your public cloud provider partner. That's what IBM does with its full family of software-defined storage. It's all flash arrays and it's modern data protection. Constantly moving data back and forth as you need it between your public cloud provider and your private cloud on premises.
Okay, you said modern data protection. We know that we have a panel today and the discussion with the attendees. Could you tell a little bit more about what we understand as a modern data protection? So what are the key features, what are the key directions that the modern data protection should go?
Sure. Well, if you look at it in the old days, it was just backup. Let's back up the data. That was a great thing. It kept the data protected, and that was important. But in the modern data protection scheme, not only do you back up, but it's very easy to use. You may or may not need a backup administrator, the VMware administrator, or the application administrators may be able to seamlessly and easily and transparently back up all their data sets. Second thing you want to do is be able to use that backup data for more than just backup. What if I told you that with APIs, the DevOps guys could spin up an environment very easy and very quickly and run their development with actual real data sets that came off your backup copy? Now that's efficiency.
Coming back to this API approach, this is also really crucial for me because it can leverage and automate and easily orchestrate all of the backups and the secondary data jobs yesterday. But what is more important is that still, in my opinion, none of all audience knows that IBM introduced the actually new product last year.
Right, so actually at VMworld last year in the United States, we introduced Spectrum Protect Plus, which we also featured here at VMworld Barcelona last year. The key tenet of Spectrum Protect Plus, one is heavy-duty ability to back up virtualized and cloud environments, that's number one. Two, incredibly simple and easy to use. Whether you be the app owner in a giant enterprise, the DevOps guy, or the VMware guy, or the Hyper-V guy at a giant enterprise, or whether you be just the generic IT guy at a small shop, you've got to be able to easy and simply back up the data. At the same time, Spectrum Protect Plus deploys an API integration capability that allows the DevOps guy, the test guy, the analytics guy to quickly spin up their own environment and allow them to use secondary data, backup copies, replicas, and snapshots for real world to run analytics on, for the developer to actually, as you know, when you're doing development, oftentimes they use faux data sets, fake data sets. But when you use a real data set, the quality of your code is better. The ease of deployment is better, and getting it into production is much faster than when you use fake data. So if you could use a backup or replica or snapshot from a DevOps perspective, makes it much easier for you to get the product out into the field and deployed.
So it's important, I think, for the whole audience, for the whole partners, that they should also concentrate on the plus functionality. So it's a totally new way, new approach how to gather the existing data from the backup perspective and the secondary data, yes?
Yes.
So it's much more about the reuse data, not
Yes.
only the backup feature, yes?
Correct. Well, it will back up the data. It's really about how to reuse secondary data sets, backups, replicas, and snapshots to enable other functionality like DevOps, like test, and like big data analytics. So by doing that, with this API, you can create that environment. It can be done at the small shop or at the global enterprise. But at the global enterprise, you don't need the backup admin or the storage guy to create that environment. At the same time, instead of spending money to go out to Amazon or Azure and do your DevOps, which, by the way, can create a security risk because now you're putting real data out in the field in the public cloud, you can control it. It can be done all on site in your private cloud. You have all the security that you need, and the app owners, the test guys or the analytics guys can spin it up themselves and not burden the storage admin and the backup admin with trying to create an environment. So simple, easy to do, and the data is still protected.
Plus can be a really good additional features for the other sources, other workloads like cloud, like other databases,
Right.
like
VMware,
the VMware,
Hyper-V,
Hyper-V.
right? All the virtualized
And
environments.
still, we don't need to replace the Spectrum Protect at all today.
No, it actually integrates together. You can put it together if you've been in a traditional environment. Now you've had an extensive VMware or Microsoft Hyper-V environment or one of the other virtualization engines out there. Spectrum Protect Plus integrates with Spectrum Protect. It's easy to use, it's easy to deploy. In fact, Spectrum Protect Plus could be installed in under 30 minutes.
Okay.
Whether it be an enterprise shop or small shop, under 30 minutes from when you buy it to when you start protecting your data with Spectrum Protect Plus.
I tried, it's working after 15 minutes. So let's come back to the cloud. Everybody knows that the backup and the data protection market is much more mature right now and growing faster than the on-premise. You also said that you've done lots of things in the last years in both products to hit the cloud market.
Right. So when you look at it from a traditional storage environment, things like our all-flash arrays have what's called transparent cloud tiering and can automatically tier to any public cloud provider. In the data protection space, Spectrum Protect and Spectrum Protect Plus can see backup into the cloud. So the cloud is basically the target device. Instead of backing up to tape or backing up to hard drive, it backs up to a cloud infrastructure. So that's the type of functionality that's been added to the traditional Spectrum Protect and is in Spectrum Protect Plus, the ability to back up data to a public cloud. And in fact, one of the interesting things is, as old as people say Spectrum Protect is, over 350 public cloud providers on this planet use Spectrum Protect Plus for their engine for their backup as a service that they offer to their end user base all over the world. So it's an ideal solution for backup as a service used by public cloud providers that they provide to their end users.
So finishing with the data protection, let's come back a little bit to the storage. There are also two trends with the flash and NVMe.
Yes.
And I know that IBM also doing great and it succeed on this market. So could you tell about what's changing
Sure.
and how the future will looks like in this particular market?
Sure. So we are one of the traditional leaders in the all-flash array market, one of the first in the industry. Again, Gartner's had a magic quadrant on all-flash arrays for 5 years in a row. We've been a leader all 5 years. So at the top of the heap with IBM's all-flash arrays. We have a whole set based on application workload and use case. All-flash for big data, all-flash for the mainframe, all-flash for a branch office of a bank, all-flash for the small company. So based on your application workload and use case, we have the right flash for the right solution at the right price. Now what we've done is incorporate the new high-performance storage interface, known as NVMe, into two of our storage array families. We brought it out in July with our Flash System 9100 family, and now, just a couple weeks ago, we introduced the Storware next generation V7000 product with NVMe inside. We also support the use of NVMe over storage area networks, over fabrics, both for fiber channel and InfiniBand. In short, IBM has the broadest NVMe solutions between fabric and inside of the array than any other storage vendor here at VMworld today, or not here today at VMworld. Broadest in the industry.
After this conversation, Eric, I think IBM is on a good path. So could you also, last question, why this t-shirt? Always, and why is a dollar man? So I've seen you many times on the LinkedIn, on the many presentation, and always the Hawaii shirt.
Well, the reason the Hawaii shirt is the end users will save so much time, keep their data so much more valuable to the company, make sure it's always protected, it's available, it's reliable, and it hits the software SLAs that storage helps provide to the company. They're going to get a big bonus and buy a house in their favorite tropical island. For me, that's Hawaii. For someone else, it could be Tahiti, Bali, wherever they want. You're going to make so much money for your company, they're going to give you giant bonuses with IBM storage. And there you are, buying your house in your favorite tropical island.
Eric,
great.
Thanks
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure. See you later.
Beautiful nation.